Nation, what's going on? It's mailbag time. I'm Mitchell Renz, host of the show that you're watching right now. Shout out to Mount Raider Moore and the Silver and Black Hills. They wanted more mailbags. And you know what? This is a YouTube channel built on the backs of Raider Nation. We started at 0 subs just like a lot of other channels out there. And what y'all want, we like to try to deliver. So speaking of that, one of our OG watchers, one of the best freaking people that tune into the show, somebody that I talk to on a weekly basis, LA Crash Dog, I wanted to start bringing more attention to things that are important to y'all's life. We've been able to create something really, really beautiful here, an awesome platform that I think that we can reach a lot of people that, quite frankly, maybe some other people can't quite reach. So LA Crash Dog said, Mitch, I want you to bring more attention to Save a Warrior because we lose 22 veterans to suicide every single day. And if anybody wants to help donate, all you got to do is go to savewarrior.org/donate. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. And if you do, tell them Father Tom, that's his words, not mine, Father Tom sent you. saveawarrior.org/donate. I also have a really cool message from LA Crash Dog coming up here in just a little bit. So all these questions are from June 28th. First one, rolling in here from Noah Santana. What's our record if AOC has 3,200 passing yards and 6 turnovers? If this ends up happening, I'm still probably going to say somewhere around 9 to 8 wins because if your starting quarterback plays all 17 games and you're only able to go 3,200 passing yards, you're probably not moving the ball very effectively. Now, maybe Zamir White has 2,000 rushing yards, but just based off of what I think, this is really good because this is the fact that he's not turning over the football. You're really leaning on that defense. I'm just probably going to say 8 or 9 wins. What up, LCA? How's the MVP this month going? Right now, Lord Cameron Abbott, you're in first place. And I agree. I also think Trey Tucker is underused and underutilized. When I was live on the show explaining this, I was saying, if you got 10 targets, and I want all 10 targets between Davante Adams and Trey Tucker, no disrespect to Trey Tucker, I want those targets to go to Davante. Like, there's going to be opportunities for Tucker to make plays, whether that's special teams, wide receiver, maybe on a jet sweep. But what his most important asset to this team, and I did a video why I think he's the secret weapon, please go check it out on the channel. But one of the things that I was talking about is you use him as a decoy. It helps your young quarterbacks be able to figure out what defense they're running. It also helps you maybe figure out, does Davante Adams have a one-on-one opportunity? Just win, baby. Trey Tucker is going to be a player that doesn't always light up the stat sheet, but will add to the box score. What up, Jake? Not sure you saw the Browns-Jets-Raiders trade from Bleacher Report. This is the one you were talking about. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Chugs, I don't know if you can find the trade. I don't remember it exactly. If you could build it. Does anybody else have it built?
Our Browns channel used it. Let me go get it from them.
All right. So we started doing this show, and we would talk about crazy trade ideas. And the other day, Chugs was like, dude, you got to talk about this trade that Bleacher Report put out. And I was like, honestly, I think it's too crazy to even talk about. But you know what? Let's freaking do it. So the trade was this. Raiders receive a first-round pick from the Jets and Amari Cooper. The Jets get Davante Adams, Jesus Christ. And then the Browns receive Tyron Smith, so offensive tackle from the Jets, who used to be a Cowboy, and then a third-round pick from the New York Jets. I mean, let's just say this. Whoever made this trade was tuned into Raiders Friday Happy Hour. You're telling me I'm going to trade away Davante to get Amari Cooper back? A receiver that Amari didn't even want to be on this team. Cooper is a very, very talented receiver, but he literally said he didn't want to be with Oakland anymore. And I get it, we're in Las Vegas now, but I'm not going to trade for a player that, quite frankly, gave up on this organization. I mean, he did. Let him stay in Cleveland. Davante has said 100 times that he doesn't want to get traded. Oh, man, this one kind of fired me up. Somebody take a screenshot of this trade. Somebody put it on social media because somebody's going to be like, Mitch is making wild trades again. I can already guarantee the comments. This one, though, that's going to go viral. All right, Chugs, I like this one. Who's going to have more receiving yards in 2024? I'm not even going to ask you about that trade. That's ludicrous. Is he about to show up like in that commercial? Type DA for Davante Adams or type AC for Amari Cooper. Who do you think has more receiving yards in 2024? I know most people are going to type DA because of this channel, but Cooper did have more receiving yards last season. Just something to think about. Let's go to the next question coming up here on the show from Guillermo. What is the chance to get into the playoffs? I would say right now the chance for the Raiders to get into the playoffs, I'd put at 40%. And it's not because I don't believe in the Raiders. I know that this is a defense that is a Super Bowl caliber defense. I do believe in the skill possession players that we have. However, quarterback does scare me a little bit. New offensive coordinator Luke Getsy does scare me a little bit. On top of that, the amount of just unbelievable teams that there is in the AFC. If the Raiders were in the NFC, I'd probably flip that and say 60%. But just because I'm a believer that you got to win probably 10 games this year to make it, even for a chance to get in the playoffs. Like, you could win 10 games and not make it in. So for the Raiders, I believe in them. Their schedule's not very easy, but I still think they're going to win 9 to 10 games this upcoming season. What up, Cone? Do you think that Maxx Crosby and Christian are going to be the best duo in the NFL next year? I do. I have said it on social media. I think I've even made a few videos about it. But, like, to me, Maxx Crosby is the best defensive player in the National Football League. Like, I truly believe, if you haven't seen that video, go check out that one. I was just talking to Max today about it, and he was like, bro, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I forget what he said exactly. I told you earlier. He's going to prove the haters wrong, and he's going to let the NFL world know who he is. But Wilkins also is another player that might not always add to your stat sheet. He did have 9.5 sacks last season, but he's just going to be a player that's going to help everybody else around him, including Maxx Crosby. So, if you're just somebody that's going to just hunt down how many sacks that these players have and not watch the game, they might not be the best duo in the league. But the havoc of double team at Christian Wilkins, what that's going to do for Tyree Wilson, Adam Butler, John Jenkins, Maxx Crosby, Malcolm Koonce, good luck, man. Good luck. If you want to get content that's from the window to the wall, hit that subscribe button right here, because I promise you this, you're not going to see any sweat dropping down these because we're cut off from right here. You will get Raiders videos, though, every single day. If I even got a half a chuckle, I want you to hit that subscribe button. And if you don't like the show after a week, you can hit that unsubscribe button. I do want to show some love, though, to the Noti gang. These are people that hit that notification bell when they subscribe and try to take pride in being one of the very first people to comment. This is a true story. The reason why I show love to the Noti gang is because when I push out a video on YouTube, these are the people that I see basically every single day. These are the faces I learn. These are the names that I learn. Also, a lot of the people that send in the crazy super chats, but it's also the Noti gang. So if you want me to literally learn your name and recognize it, all I ask is that you get a picture, because you can see me. I like to see you too. So Jaime, Raider, Sucker, Carl, Ron, y'all have probably seen these guys a lot. Why? They're a part of the Noti gang. Let's go to Frankie. Do you think Aiden will have more than 15 touchdowns? If he starts, he better. If he's our starting quarterback for all 17 games and he throws 15 touchdowns, we win 5 games this season, right? If Aiden ends the season with 15 touchdowns, I'm saying either A, he got injured, B, he was a starter, got pulled halfway through the season, or C, Gardner started, they pulled him, and they put in Aiden O'Connell. What up, Mario? Running the pistol offense, thoughts? I like it. I think the pistol can make some sense here for the Raiders, the way that they're going to be able to operate their offense, just because of Aiden and Gardner, and it's kind of an easy way, I think, for teams to do play action pass with maybe a less athletic quarterback, just because of that distance that you're able to save, and you still kind of get that play action feel. But this is going to be a team that I do anticipate uses pistol. And also the Bears used it last season with Justin, which, typically you see maybe more of an athletic quarterback. But yeah, I think they will. What up, Raider Prime? What's up, brother? That's fresh flowing hair right there. Alex wants me to grow out my hair. I just don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to do it. Will all Raiders quarterback play in the preseason games? I say yes. And if the Raiders don't trot out every single quarterback that they have in a preseason game, shame on you. And the only way that you don't trot out every single quarterback you have on your roster is if you go, hey, Anthony Brown, Carter Bradley. I want to see another quarterback duo, because if you got week 1 against the Vikings, preseason week 1, which, again, we'll be live for every preseason game, and Aiden's clearly better and Gardner sucked, right? And then you go to the next week against the Cowboys, and it's, vice versa, where Gardner goes out there and balls, Aiden O'Connell's bad. For me personally, and again, no disrespect to Carter Bradley, no disrespect to Anthony Brown, if the Raiders wanted to give every single quarter to those guys and see how they handle that competition, I wouldn't be upset about it. But, like, I do anticipate all 4 quarterbacks to play in preseason. Now, today's show, again, is presented by LA Crash Dog. And I'm just going to be honest. Crash Dog sent me a message, and I want you to hear from Crash Dog himself why you should help out the Save a Warrior project. Because, again, man, we lose 22 veterans to suicide every day. So these words are literally word for word what Crash Dog sent to me. I want to bring attention to Save a Warrior. LA Crash Dog is an ambassador for Save a Warrior, where we help military veterans and first responders struggling with PTSD and suicide. Save a Warrior doesn't charge them anything to attend, so that means Save a Warrior relies solely on donations to get the veterans and first responders through the program. And they are not a big organization like Wounded Warrior, so they need all the help that we can give. Although they are not as big, they are having much more success with a 99.5% success rate since 2012. However, we lose 22 veterans to suicide every day, so the need is urgent. So I'm asking Raider Nation to give whatever you can to Save a Warrior at saveawarrior.org/donate. That link is available to y'all down in the comments and down in the description of today's show. The picture that you're about to see is LA Crash Dog himself. Now, he didn't send me this one. I tracked it down and I found it. So, Gunny, I hope you're okay with that. But this is what I was saying at the top of the show. I want to do more shit like this. And I want to be able to create a positive message where, we do a lot of crazy shenanigans on the show. There's no doubt about it. But we do that because Chugs and I feel comfortable enough with y'all that we're family. And you know what? Gunny here, he's family. Raider Nation, this is a family. That's what this YouTube show is about. And I don't even like to call it a YouTube show. I mean, when you start at 0 subs and you grow and you guys literally see my life change, Chugs' life change. Like, y'all been through me being single, finding this new job, doing a show in a tuxedo, to finding my future wife, to getting my dog. You guys are going to see my kids. Like, that's what this show is going to turn into. And the fact that Gunny wants to bring light to this, help him out. We're going to help him out as well here at the Raiders Report. So if you want to donate and if you want to get on a future show, please, please, please tune into our live shows. Gunny, I love you. Hopefully you guys help out Save a Warrior. Again, go to saveawarrior.org/donate and tell them Father Tom sent you. Let's go to Michael. What's up, Michael? What is the best case scenario for the Raiders this season? Rich Eisen had a good one. I'll tell you this. I know a lot of people from the nation like Rich Eisen. I'm very split on his takes for Raider fandom because I feel like he's either like really negative or like very, very positive. It's kind of hard to fit him in the middle. I would say best case scenario for the Raiders this upcoming season is Aiden O'Connell takes a step that like Demokes thinks that he's going to take. I'm not saying MVP, though. If he does win MVP, Demokes, you and I, we're going out. Chugs is giving me $5K. But like, you need Aiden to take a step forward. That I know there's a lot of AOC lovers out there, but if Aiden can be a top 12 quarterback, and I'm not even saying like 10, 11, 12, if he can play to like the style or level of a guy like a Kirk Cousins, to a level of honestly, like a guy like Derek Carr in the 2021 season where he had 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. If he does that, this team's winning 12 games this season. That's how good they are. The quarterback play is really the only thing. Running back room, but with the defense, the team that they have, they'd be able to get by. So, Demokes, I'm looking at you, brother. Let's go to 94 Larry. Whose makes a bigger impact for us, Alexander Mattison or Laube? I was trying to figure out what that picture was. I actually thought it was Coop naked, and then I realized it was a frog. I'm going to say the bigger impact for us this season, the accuracy on that. The feet, though, are the wrong way. Are they? No, yeah, you're right. I'm going to go Dylan Laube. And to me, Laube's going to be a player that I think makes a bigger impact in the receiving game. Madison is going to end up probably with more rushing yards at the end of the year. But it's also that extra boost of special teams play. If you guys haven't seen the interview with Laube and Graf on his show, please go check it out. It's pretty good. But you can see how excited he is even about talking about playing special teams, punt return, kick return. Madison, though, is going to have a good role as the third down back in terms of just pass blocking situations. You know what, though? I want to ask the nation, who's going to have a bigger impact this upcoming season? Please let me know down below what you guys are thinking. Type 22 for Alexander Mattison, or I want you to type 23 for Dylan Laube. Let's go to Gary Gonzalez. Any concern with Antonio Pierce bankruptcy news, no, I don't have a concern with it. And I've had a lot of people ask me about this question. Quite frankly, my biggest concern is this. If Alex and I were dealing with a financial situation, it would be taxing on my mind because it's something else that I'm thinking about. That's all I'm worried about. I'm worried about Antonio Pierce and his wife being able to make it through a really difficult situation in the first year that he's their head coach. Besides that, no, I'm going to let them handle their own thing. I think AP is going to be okay. Let's go to Gilbert Moreno, who is the third-string quarterback, and is he good? Well, right now it's between Anthony Brown and Carter Bradley, and depending on who you talk to, I do think that this battle is very much so up in the air, where I've heard that Bradley looks like he's a lot more advanced than just being a rookie UDFA quarterback. Again, his dad's Gus Bradley, so he's been in the NFL world for a little while, and that he's like more of a closer fit to the offense that they run with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, where Anthony Brown, he's by far the most athletic quarterback that the Raiders have, and they like to be able to use him in certain different situations. But the third-string quarterback, if you got to go to the third string, again, that's either injuries or the two guys ahead of you were really, really bad. What's up, Les? Hey, Mitch, do you think that any of the Raiders rookies will be Rookie of the Year, and if so, who and why? I would love to say yes to this question, but the answer is no, and it's no because we didn't draft a quarterback. Like, that's the answer. It's going to be either Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, any of the rookie quarterbacks. Defensive Rookie of the Year? I mean, I would love to say yes to that one as well, but to me, your best chance of winning Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Raiders is Brock Bowers. That ain't going to happen. I might even say it'd be interesting odds on Dylan Laube and Brock Bowers, just because Laube to me would be the better bet if he were to go for like 1,000 total yards. Even then, though, like it's not going to happen because of the other quarterbacks that were drafted and the name value that they're going to have. I do think that there's going to be some people out there, if you want to throw a bet, if you want like a crazy bet to make, I would put more money on Laube than Bowers just because of the odds and because of the running back situation and maybe special team situation. Let's go to B Aggressive, B-E Aggressive. Thoughts on Bronny getting drafted by the Laker? Is the Laker LeBron? Yeah, you're not wrong. I'll say this, man. I know that nepotism was trending yesterday, but let's also be adults and let's call a spade a spade. It was nepotism. Bronny's not good enough to make it into the NBA. I don't think that upsets anybody. From the Laker fans that I've talked to about this, they're kind of upset about it because, Kobe to them is always number one. And, I don't know if Kobe would have ever done that to his son, if that situation would have ever happened. Obviously, you never know. But then also the other side of it is nepotism's always in sports, y'all. Like, you think about a lot of the coaches that are in the NFL.
The Raiders owner.
Like, nepotism is in sports. So I don't like the side where it's like people are acting like this has never happened before. And, Chugs and I were even talking about it yesterday where it was like, oh, because, LeBron's a billionaire, people don't feel bad for Bronny. I mean, it's going to be a tough situation for Bronny. But also it's like, as Mark Davis, nepotism is in sports. It happens all the time. I think it's being grossly overblown. But then again, like, let's call a spade. Me saying that it's nepotism, that's not a bad thing. It's just simply the truth. Aggressive Master Raider. Never arm wrestling this guy. I know we have one of the worst quarterback rooms in the NFL, but do you put 31 other starters ahead of either Minshew or AOC? The only team that I'll say no to this is the Denver Broncos. Like, they don't have a quarterback on that roster that I think is better than any of the quarterbacks that we have on our roster. I don't think Bo Nix is better. I don't think Jarrett Stidham's better. I don't think Zach Wilson's better. Like, I would rather have Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew over those QBs. But outside of the Denver Broncos, in all honesty, my answer is yes. I would rather have any other starting quarterback situation. And that it sucks, but that's the God-honest truth, man. Let's go to Isaac Hernandez. We lose too many service members. Thanks for help spreading the message. LFG, Raider Nation for Life, Semper Fi. Isaac, you're an OG watcher of this show, and we got a lot of people. Like Nico Laz watches the show a lot. Shout out to Killer Cruisin'. Like, Hellcat Q is another name that comes to my mind. When you do as many shows that we do up here, and especially like the weird shows, like, Thursday Night Football, Friday Happy Hour in June, you get to know people like on a little bit more of a deeper level, and that's really, really cool. Who? I said Nico. You just get to know people on another level, and again, like if there's a way where we can help just spread a message, and I want y'all to know, like we here at the Raider Sport, Gunny, we're going to help you out as well. We're going to make a donation, but like I want, if you watch today's show, and if you're watching today's live show and you're like, Mitch, I want to be able to sponsor, I want to be able to donate, I want to be able to do something like this so I can give out a message, let me know, man. Like, I legitimately wanted to do today's show based on let's help out Gunny, let's help out the nation, but let's also save a warrior. It is an actual problem. It blows my mind the amount of people that I know that know people where they're not taken care of. If you protect this country, as far as I'm concerned, I got a roof for you. So, again, shout out to Jeremy Chugs for being able to hit all the P's and Q's here. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to Gunny. If you made it this far in today's mailbag, I mean this, I want you to spam Gunny down below. You could spam LA for a shout out. You could spam Crash Dog. You could spam USA, because I think today with 4th of July right around the corner, Gunny doing a great thing. Shout out to the nation, as always, for pulling up here on the Raiders Report.